Let's jump to this next story so we can call out Joe Biden. We got this from The Hill.
Oh, boy.
Biden says, quote, God willing, I don't think we're going to see a recession.
Really?
Y'all,
God willing, I don't think.
I don't think. We'll just put dots after that. Joe, so the Biden administration, it was Yellen, said, well, they're all coming out and saying this. A recession is normally 2 consecutive periods with negative growth. However, that's not really what a recession is. So we're not really in a recession, even if that is the case. So Thursday, we're going to find out if it's an official recession, which we all know it is. And that's why they preempted this by saying, despite the official definition of a recession, that's not a recession. And moving forward, we won't see one.
Okay.
This is trying to reduce panic. This is just like at the beginning of COVID when they were telling us not to buy masks.
Yeah.
2 weeks
Like
to slow the
it's all about lying because they don't believe in the goodwill of people.
I tell people listening this, we can do what we can do. We can speak up. We can try and provide information to people. We always got to be calm, reasonable, and rational. And then when those people don't want to listen, there's only so much you can do. You can bring a horse to Harvard, but you can't make him learn. However, you can go to a store and buy beans that will last you for a few years. You can stock up on emergency water, emergency food. You can get out of cities. Now, some people tell me, yo, I can't afford to leave the city. Totally get it. Totally understand. It's not easy. I'm sorry. I don't have answers for everybody. I will tell you that there may come a time where things get so bad in cities, and I say may come a time, I don't know, where you're like, it is preferable to just start walking, to leave everything behind, strap on my shoes, and walk out of that city. If, say, like the water system fails or something like that. I'm not saying it will. I'm saying for the time being, if you can't afford to leave the city, it basically means that the way you live in the city is a better standard for you than just being homeless and wandering through the woods. That I understand. Times may come, though, so do what you can is my point.
Yeah, guys, make sure you have passports. I know a lot of Americans don't have passports. Like, if you don't have a passport, please get one.
But do you know why they don't?
Because they never leave.
But do you know why they don't leave?
It's a big country.
It's a big
and
country.
They never leave.
The United States is about as big as Europe is.
And it's quite xenophobic. People are told, at least I was growing up, that the outside world's very dangerous. The outside world, outside of the United States, you might get attacked on the street. And, there's some truth to it. You go to South America, the cops are bribed. You got to be careful where you walk.
The USA is more dangerous than a lot of countries.
New York City's, it's a jungle. So it's a mechanical jungle.
It's always funny because, like, you guys know I grew up in the Middle East. I grew up in Saudi Arabia. And it's very funny how people have this idea of that being some super dangerous place. I'm like, bro, it's safer than literally everywhere in the USA.
Let me tell you the problem with these big cities. Let's say you have a chicken, and that chicken takes a dump right in the middle of your yard. You don't think twice. You don't care.
Yeah.
The rain comes a day later. That poop is long gone. What happens if 20 tons of chicken crap plopped right in the middle of your yard?
It's a lot of bacteria.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Rain's not going to wash that away. It's going to be months, and it's still going to be there. It's going to be festering. That's a city.
Yeah.
So I've argued with like Michael Malice, for instance, about overpopulation and climate change. I think it's a problem. And then ultimately come to the agreement, well, population density in cities is a problem.
Sure.
Agreed. These cities are bad. What do we do to get people to stop being in cities? I mean, for one, the cities are struggling to maintain themselves, but also when all of these humans, when you get like 10 million humans in one area all taking a dump at the same time, that goes into one place. The rain and the water can't wash it away. You spread those people out over a few hundred square miles, and now the rain can deal with that, and the earth can, rebalance everything.
What I don't get is, I'm looking at the World Economic Forum website. WeForum.org, I think that's it. But the world's mega cities, they want to build mega cities by 2030s.
Of course they do.
I don't understand this logic, because if they're centralized, dangerous, starvation vulnerabilities, why would they try and make more of it?
You just explained it.
Like they want to control people's food.
These are not good people, bro. You're thinking under the... See, this is the problem that normal, decent, kind, and compassionate people have, is it's really hard to understand someone like willfully doing something that is cruel or harmful to others. You can't get your head around it because you're always trying to think, well, they must mean well. And there are people who don't. There are people who don't, right? There are people who do not care about human beings and do not care about humanity, and they're not good people. So you can't view them through this lens